welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching 6 Stories at 6 with me, Tanisha Vasti. Let's quickly get you started with the top 6 stories that have set the agenda for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, the Luthra brothers, Saurabh Luthra and Gaurav Luthra, both have them now been tracked and detained and have got no relief from the court. And while we are talking about Luthras, let's also talk about how they were detained. We'll tell you the inside details on when they are likely to be deported. Their passports, ladies and gentlemen, have now been seized. Meanwhile, in Madurai, lighting a deepam or a lamp on a hilltop has become a point of contention and a major political debate. And we'll tell you why is that so. Also, what's making headlines in Parliament today is the big claim by the BJP MP, also Union Minister Anurag Thakur, who has claimed that e-cigarettes are being smoked not outside but inside the floor of the House, inside Lok Sabha, and that too by a TMC MP. Meanwhile, India has been the first responder, as always, when it comes to helping Sri Lanka in disaster response. Fresh pictures shortly on Operation Sagar Bandhu. What's also making headlines in the international forum is how Mexico has now gone the Trump way and imposed 50% tariff on Indian goods. 6 stories that have set the agenda. Let's start first up with the top story. After a dramatic 72-hour international chase, the detained Luthra brothers have been caught in Thailand. Their passports have been seized and they remain in high security holding block. Meanwhile, back here in India, the brothers are seeking anticipatory bail, which had now been dismissed by the Rohini Court here in Delhi. They are facing a major setback as the bail plea has now been dismissed by the court. The Goa government has presented licenses, GST records and FSSAI documents arguing the Luthras were actively running the club. More details in this report.
After a dramatic 72 hours transnational chase, the manhunt finally ends. The absconding Luthra brothers, once on the run across the border, now stand cornered and cuffed, their wrists zip-tied. Detained by Thailand's royal police, the killers of those 25 innocent people are escorted with tight security. Behind this steel blue collar door lies a high security detention block. This is where the Luthra brothers are now being held. No exits, no passports. Meanwhile, back home in India, the Luthra brothers have sought an anticipatory bail, claiming they were businessmen and not operators. But the Goa government walked in armed with documents, license papers, GST records, pollution control filings, FSSAI applications, all pointing back to one truth. Luthras didn't just own the club, they ran it. In Luthra's defense, the council claimed that they have visited Phuket for quote-unquote work purposes. They argued that the brothers barely visited Goa, didn't handle daily operations and were portrayed as absconders. But the state questioned Luthra's intent. Goa's council countered sharply that their conduct shows they wanted to evade the probe. Meanwhile, Delhi's council pointed out that since the business was in Goa, why wasn't the anticipatory bail plea filed in Goa but here in Delhi instead? Corruption killed 25 innocent lives in Birch by Romeo Club. The system allowed the Luthra brothers to escape, and now it's the end game for the Luthras starting in Thailand.
And ladies and gentlemen, the chase is finally over. The 72-hour free run has got over for the Luthra brothers after they were detained in Thailand post the international alert. The owners of the Goa Birch by Romeo nightclub are now staring at a swift deportation and a possible arrest the moment they land here in India. What happens next and how soon will they be brought back? Here's the full story.
A massive breakthrough in the Goa Club Blaze case. Hours after their 72-hour run abroad ended, the Luthra brothers, Gaurav and Saurabh, were detained in Phuket by Thai authorities. The detention came after Indian agencies triggered a blue corner notice and activated the India-Thailand extradition framework that has been operational since 2015. The duo is currently in immigration custody in Thailand, where documentation and identity verification are underway, the first step before deportation. So, what is next? Once Thai immigration completes paperwork, they will issue what is effectively a deportation order. Unlike a full extradition trial, deportation is usually faster and based on immigration violations or overstaying alerts. Indian officials from Goa Police and CBI's Interpol wing are already coordinating with the Indian Embassy in Bangkok to secure an early travel warrant. If all clearances move without delay, officials say the brothers could be put on a flight to India within the next 48 to 72 hours. The moment they land, they will be arrested. Goa police have already prepared transit remand paperwork and a detailed case file, including fire department findings and digital evidence of ticket bookings minutes after the blaze. Diplomatic channels expect no resistance from Thailand, given the seriousness of the case and the prior Interpol alert. Once in India, the Luthra brothers will face custodial interrogation, reconstruction of the crime scene, and confrontation with technical evidence already gathered. Investigators allege the brothers fled within 90 minutes of the fire, booking tickets to Phuket at 1:17 a.m. while rescue operations were still underway. Luthra's brothers' defense say they did not flee but traveled to Thailand for business purposes, an argument they also placed before a Delhi court while seeking transit anticipatory bail. Meanwhile, back in Goa, the probe is widening. Police have arrested 6 people so far, including partner Ajay Gupta, who has been brought back for questioning. A lookout circular is also out for British national Surinder Kumar Khosla, the property owner of the club, who is still untraceable. For now, all eyes are on Thailand, where the final deportation order comes through and when the escorted flight back to India is confirmed. A process that began with a blue corner notice is now in its last leg, the handover. And once Luthra brothers return, the investigation enters its most crucial phase yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the state of Tamil Nadu, lighting of a lamp over a hilltop has become a huge issue. Deepam Rao erupted early in December around the sacred hill near Baduraya. It is a site for the revered as one of Lord Muruga's adobes and home to both the Subramaniam Swami temple and a nearby dargah. Now, the controversy stemmed from a Madras High Court order by Justice G.R. Swaminathan on the 1st of December, where he granted a petition by Hindu founder the permission to light the traditional deepam lamp at the ancient stone pillar atop the hill, reviewing a ritual that is allegedly suppressed for over a century due to the proximity to the dargah there. The dispute spiraled into a national political debate, with the DMK members along with the opposition members pushing an impeachment motion against the same judge who passed the order. This was signed by over 100 opposition MPs, while the RSS chief, Mohan Bhagwat, today has given a big statement where he urged the resolution through Hindu community's strength, highlighting how deep divisions over religious traditions and state intervention are always on cards. The big statement and the political war over the Deepam Rao on your screens right now.
Amid the Thiruparankundaram Deepam Rao, Madras High Court Judge G.R. Swaminathan received a threat from a Pakistan-based account after his ruling allowing the hilltop Deepam lighting. The threat comes at a time when the judge faces an impeachment motion, with 107 opposition MPs pushing an impeachment motion against him.
DMK continues to state that to not hurt the sentiments of the people who go to Dargah, whereas the BJP continues to state that there is a law that's already passed in 1994 where 15 meters away from the Dargah, people are allowed to light the lamp, and now the DMK's HRNC, the temple administration that comes under the Minister Shekhar Babu, who is a close aide of MK Stalin, continues to say that the order passed in 2014 by the Supreme Court should be followed, whereas they are not ready to follow what Judge G.R. Swaminathan said. As we know, Judge G.R. Swaminathan also got a latest threat from on Facebook, on social media, multiple people threatening him, telling that if he allows them to light the lamp on Tripura Hill.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has slammed the opposition, accusing them of appeasement politics.
कोई जज आजादी के इतने साल में नहीं हुआ है मान्यवर कि कोई जज एक जजमेंट दे तो जज के खिलाफ इंपीचमेंट लेकर आते हैं। अपनी वोट बैंक को एड्रेस करने के लिए इंपीचमेंट लेकर आते हैं मान्यवर, और ये सारे ने तो साइन कर दिया, साथ ही साथ उद्धव जी ने भी साइन कर दिया। उद्धव जी, जजमेंट क्या है? एक पहाड़ी पर मान्यता है कि हाँ सबसे ऊपर दिया जलाया जाए। मान्यवर, एक वोट बैंक को संभालने के लिए एक हाईकोर्ट के जज के सामने इंपीचमेंट लेकर आए हैं। देश की जनता उनको मदद नहीं करे।
For years, the Tiruparankundaram hill has been known as a site where faiths coexisted peacefully. But the calm broke when Hindu groups demanded the right to light the Kartikai Deepam lamp at the hilltop. The flashpoint intensified after Justice Swaminathan's order on December 1st to lit the lamp at the Deepathun pillar. When the order wasn't implemented by December 3rd, protests broke out. The bench later passed another order this time, permitting the devotees themselves to light the lamp. But this judicial intervention triggered political pushback, with opposition MPs moving an impeachment motion in the Lok Sabha against Justice Swaminathan. And now, with a Pakistan-based threat targeting the judge, the controversy has taken an alarming turn.
From one controversy to the other, let's now tell you what's happening in the parliament. A fresh political row has broken out in Lok Sabha today after BJP MP Anurag Thakur, also a union minister, accused the Trinamool Congress members of smoking an e-cigarette inside the house. The allegation was triggered by a huge uproar, with both the sides exchanging sharp retorts. Speaker Om Birla, meanwhile, intervened, saying that the matter would be examined if a written complaint is submitted. The issue comes even as electronic cigarettes, remember, ladies and gentlemen, have been banned nationwide since the year 2019. BJP MP Anurag Thakur also raised concerns related to Himachal Pradesh, including disaster management that was overlooked. But what took the center stage, what was his claim on e-cigarettes? Right now on air, ladies and gentlemen, are the same visuals of the TMC MP. His name is Swagata Roy. He, in this video, has been seen smoking a cigarette inside the parliament. The BJP MP, Anurag Thakur, like I said, raised the same issue in front of the speaker, to which the speaker said, if this has been happening and if there is evidence on it, strict action will be taken. Here is how TMC has responded to the whole row.
A fresh controversy erupted in the Lok Sabha today when BJP MP Anurag Thakur levelled a serious allegation against members of the Trinamool Congress. Thakur claimed that certain TMC MPs were smoking e-cigarettes inside the house over the past few days.
सर, सदन की जानकारी के लिए है सर, देश भर में ई सिगरेट बैन हो चुकी है। क्या सदन में आपने अलाउ कर दी है?
नहीं, कोई माननीय सदस्य को कोई भी
सर, टीएमसी के सांसद पी रहे हैं सर टीएमसी के सांसद सर कई दिनों से लगातार बैठ के पी रहे हैं सर।
कोई भी माननीय
टीएमसी के सांसद
एक
पी रहे हैं
मिनट व्यवस्था दे
सर।
रहा हूं।
नहीं सर, आप चेक करवाइए सर।
एक मिनट व्यवस्था दे रहा
सर,
हूं।
सदन में अगर सिगरेट पीना अलाउ कर दिया है।
एक मिनट।
The take immediately triggered protests from the opposition benches. He raised the issue during question hour, reminding the speaker that electronic cigarettes are banned across India under the 2019 legislation passed by the parliament itself. Responding to the remark, Speaker Om Birla asserted that no such permission had been granted for the use of e-cigarettes inside the house.
मैं सभी माननीय सदस्यों से पुनः आग्रह करता हूं, हमें संसदीय परंपराओं और संसदीय नियमों का अनुपालन करना चाहिए। कोई भी माननीय सदस्य कभी भी ऐसा कोई विषय मेरे पास आएगा तो निश्चित रूप से इस पर मैं निश्चित रूप से कार्रवाई करेंगे। माननीय सदस्यगण,
Speaker advised Thakur to submit a written complaint saying that any documented allegation would be duly examined and acted upon as per the rules of the House.
पब्लिकली स्मोक करना ये तो कानून है देश का, नहीं कर सकते। पार्लियामेंट में तो कतई नहीं कर सकते, हाउस के अंदर तो कतई नहीं कर सकते। पर इन तीनों चीजों का उल्लंघन टीएमसी के एक सांसद करते हैं। तो आज सवाल टीएमसी से बनता है कि जब प्रथम दृष्टया इतनी बड़ी घटना हुई है तो क्या वो इस प्रकार की नेगेटिव कीर्ति स्थापित करने वाले अपने सांसद पर समय रहते ही स्वतः कार्रवाई करेंगे या स्पीकर के कार्रवाई का इंतजार करेंगे?
The statement led to an uproar, with the BJP members backing Thakur and accusing TMC MPs of openly violating parliamentary discipline.
माननीय सदस्य, माननीय सदस्य, माननीय मंत्री जी,
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी।
TMC members countered strongly, rejecting the accusation and accusing the BJP of trying to create unnecessary drama inside the House. TMC leader Dola Sen responded sharply, saying that the responsibility for monitoring misconduct lies with the parliamentary authorities, not with Anurag Thakur. She added that her party does not consider Thakur a guru whose instructions they are obliged to follow.
हम क्यों कहेंगे? ये देखना जिसका काम है वो देखेंगे। कोई भी इंडिसिप्लिन होगा तो उसका संभालने के लिए सांसद का एक तरीका है, डिसिप्लिन है। अनुराग ठाकुर कोई गुरु ठाकुर नहीं है, वो बोलेंगे हम मान जाएंगे।
सदन के अंदर आरोप लगाए कि टीएमसी के सांसद जो है
ई सिगरेट वो मैं नहीं जानता हूँ, आई डोंट नो अबाउट इट।
The heated back and forth briefly disrupted the proceedings, with both sides shouting slogans and pressing their arguments. All eyes are now on whether a formal complaint will be filed and what action might follow.
Ladies and gentlemen, India's humanitarian mission in Sri Lanka after Cyclone Ditwa has entered a decisive phase. The Indian Army's medical team operating under Operation Sagar Bandhu has treated more than 5,000 patients in just first 48 hours. Lieutenant Colonel Jagneet Gill, contingent commander of the Indian Army team deployed in Sri Lanka, underscores the collaborative nature of the mission and shared commitment of both the nations. Take a look.
The first 48 hours after Cyclone Ditwa caused destruction in Sri Lanka, Indian Army treated more than 5,000 patients. India's relief effort in Sri Lanka following Cyclone Ditwa has moved into a critical stage now. Under Operation Sagar Bandhu, the Indian Army's medical contingent has already provided care to multiple people who were left injured. The Indian Army contingent, led by Lieutenant Colonel Jagneet Gill, set up a fully equipped mobile hospital in the flood-ravaged district of Trincomalee.
Well, the key facilities that were established by this hospital really depended on the fact that what were the facilities that were already available in this hospital. So the other hospital which has been non-functional, we were basically looking at facilities like the operation theatre, the dental section, the X-ray and the lab facilities. So we have been able to create these facilities. Other than that, we have also been able to create OPDs, which was the hour of the need. So we have been able to create the surgical OPD, the ortho OPD, the dental OPD, as well as family OPD. So we've been able to provide assistance to almost around 5,000, more than 5,000 patients.
The team's priority was to bring immediate, life-saving care to those cut off by the floods, as per Lieutenant Colonel Gill.
When the new age technology that we had employed this time was that we had surveillance drones, which were very, very important to find the layouts of the hospital and really helped us to establish it much faster. The other was the HVAC tents, which were deployed to create OT in a minimum time. And also, since the layout of the hospital required us that the labs and the facilities for blood collection were far apart, so we could actually use the logistic drones to carry out lab samples and blood samples to the labs, and we could actually enhance our speed and we could get results much faster.
Within 24 hours, the team upgraded a previously non-functional healthcare center. The Indian Army installed an operational theatre, digital X-ray and a fully stocked laboratory in the health center. In addition, they opened OPDs for surgery, dentistry and family health, ensuring a comprehensive package of care. This came as major boost and upgrade to the existing medical infrastructure in Sri Lanka. Cyclone Ditwa made landfall on the eastern coast on 28 November, dumping more than 500 mm of rain in 48 hours. The resulting floods submerged 1.1 million hectares, which is roughly 20% of the island's landmass. 2.3 million people were directly exposed to waterborne hazards. The destruction was immense. Seven lakh 20,000 buildings were inundated, including 243 health facilities and hundreds of schools. In addition to the medical push, India dispatched 4 more naval vessels to deliver essential relief supplies. Food, water, medicines and shelter kits were provided. The vessels have also provided logistical support for the evacuation of vulnerable civilians.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mexico is following Trump's way. And why are we saying this is because they have launched a protectionist shocker by slapping steep new tariffs on Asian imports. India is also on the hit list. Duties up to 50% will now apply to over 1,400 products, marking Mexico's sharp drift from the principal free trade. Here's what it means for India.
Mexico's Senate has cleared a new tariff regime, hiking tariff duties on everything from auto and parts to textiles, plastics and metals. India is among the most affected. Key exports like textiles, auto components and engineering goods will now become costlier in the Mexican market. The move majorly hits India's strategy of using Mexico as a gateway into Northern American supply chains. Analysts link Mexico's shift to US pressure ahead of next year's USMCA, US-Mexico-Canada agreement, mirroring Washington's tough stand on Chinese goods.
India as a temporary or transactional partner. Still, we must view this moment with clear eyes. President Putin's warm visit to India last week and India's participation in China's Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit this September raised some understandable concerns. At the same time, India has agreed to purchase more American energy, thereby reducing significantly its reliance on Russia. In fact, on my way in earlier, I ran into a delegation of parliamentarians from Latvia who through connections with Michigan and the Michigan National Guard and the Latvian military. We're all very acquainted with them.
Inside Mexico, critics warn that tariffs will raise consumer prices. But the ruling party says it will protect local jobs and industries, a protectionist stand. With Chinese cars now facing a massive 50% duty, Mexico signals a wider North American turn towards protectionism, posing fresh challenges for Indian exporters. Mexico's steep new tariffs signal a clear shift towards protectionism, a move that hits Asian exporters hard, especially China and India. As both nations now face higher costs, tighter access, and a tougher road to one of Latin America's biggest markets.
And well, that brings us to the edition of 6 Stories at 6. We will be back same time tomorrow, getting you the more agenda-setting stories. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next after the break is Live and Breaking.